Hold on. This is much better. What? Just saying the truth. What do you want? Hi, I'm Hydro. I kinda had some time to just work on my own stuff and wasn't really too focused on making all my tangent videos. While I do enjoy making them, I kinda needed a small break, honestly, because I'm more focused on just my general projects and my own studies and whatnot. But besides that, I just wanted to kind of say thank you to the people, mostly in my DMs and the people that reached out to me, which are mostly my friends. Few here and there actually have replied to me directly about the last video, which does genuinely mean a lot to me, and I'm really glad that a lot of people agreed on that. Which, for those who don't know, I'll give a super rundown TLDR. I am leaving Linux because it's driving me insane and the community is not even helping at all. Which, for some reason, I feel really vindicated now because of that one Australian man who talks about iPods, aka DankPods, has had a really similar experience to how I've had it for a while, where the community is just a lot of assholes. Let's just be honest. The community is just horrible. Elitist gatekeepy assholes. So I just want to kind of discuss that a bit and maybe talk about some other stuff if I feel like I have the energy, because I'm kind of low on energy today. Night. It's what, like 10:40? Yeah, night, I guess. I digress. Pretty much recently-ish, as in like a few weeks ago, somewhat, my headphones are falling off my head. Like a few weeks ago, I've been talking with one of my good friends, whom I will keep anonymous for their own safety's sake and sanity, because I don't want people from Mastodon going, "Ooga booga, this is the guy who do the thing." Yeah, go back to Mastodon. That's where you belong. There's a reason why you use that site, because you're a stupid motherfucker who has no life, and you're just as equally stupid as a redditor. Thank you. Anyway, me and that person have been discussing this stuff for a good while. They moved away from Linux to Windows, and I'm moving away from Windows to Mac. And the one thing we kind of came to conclusion with him, or yeah, them, him, whatever's, it doesn't really matter in this context because you don't know who the hell it is. And another friend of mine whom actually kind of got me in the idea of using macOS. Shout out to, you know who you are. That the problem that Linux and actually generally internet nowadays has is ideology, or ideologizing, not ideologizing, idolizing and taking something as a personality. It's like, oh, this is me, guys. This stupid thing that I do is me. Oh my gosh, like. These people are not aware of of a small thing called, no one gives a shit. Do I need to spell it for you? I would spell it right here, but I'm lazy to just take the pen and just, even though it's here, I'm too lazy to take the pen, just write no one gives a shit right here. Anyway, a lot of the people that I still see posting about Linux, not all of them, the few that I genuinely see and really enjoy seeing post on at least Blue Sky and personal server DMs and whatnot, genuinely make me happy for them, because they found their love and appreciation towards Linux. and it works for them, and that's phenomenal. But the individuals that I see often, like, good God, you like, shut up. Like, do you not have two shits in your head to understand? Shut up, Quest. My battery is low. I don't give a swag unless it discharges at some point. For fuck's sake. A lot of these people just think in their own head. I'm gonna take an example of an encounter that I purposefully got myself into, because why the hell would I not? I love knowing these people because they're naive and kind of oblivious to their surroundings sometimes, honestly. I'll take that as an example. GOG has been going out their way to make GOG Galaxy work on Linux, which is cool, and I'm really glad they're doing that, because using, what was it, Lutris, Heroic, whatever the hell, Bottles. Actually, now that I think about it, there's a reason why it's called Bottles, because every fucking Linux user is an alcoholic at this point. Anyway, using like third-party software to run the games on Linux that you own on GOG is kind of redundant and stupid, if you ask me. So seeing GOG Galaxy being ported, or GOG, I guess as they call it sometimes, but you may, is really cool. But one thing I kind of saw from people nowadays is like, oh my god, your vibe code in GOG Galaxy on Linux. Oh my gosh, she's so bad, she's slab. Before you write the comments, I hate AI for what it is. Fuck off. Thank you. Vibe coding does not mean that the entire pissing thing is coded using AI. No, it's just an assistant. There's a major difference between AI wrote this garbage and AI helped. And I guess these people don't understand that. So, to the point where I was going with this, some loser was like going, oh, you can just install Heroic and you shut up wine and blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. How about this? Tell that to your friend who has never used Linux, does not know much about PCs, is not a tech-savvy person like you are, to set it all up without going into Google and just going, how do I run this game on Linux, blah 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 blah. Excuse me. Oh, that's right, you can't, because it's impossible to run games on Linux right now without fundamentally forcing yourself to look up stuff like wine prefixes, how to set up Lutris, I need to call Plutonium, that's the... It's a Black Ops launcher, Black Ops 1 and 2 client thingamajig. I'm having stick drift, so if you see me just going, it's because of stick drift. Like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 client, I digress. Like Lutris, Heroic, whatnot, like wine in general. You need to know how to set this up without it just imploding on you, i.e. like it does on my end, where it just does not want to freaking work. Why is it not wanting to work? I don't know. They just decide one day and go like, no, screw off. Yeah, just have fun. So just don't use wine in general. I use Proton. And now you might be going, what the fuck is Proton? It's the Steam's equivalent, or I guess fork of wine that pretty much makes games run, usually without issues, or usually run period. But as of recently, I've just kind of been using wine. I've just been kind of using Proton for running even my daily programs that I use. But I digress with that. Are you gonna just straight up tell people, oh yeah, just use this program that you've never heard of, and you should trust me, bro, yeah, trust me, dude, it's the best thing ever. They install it and the UI looks like it came out of Windows 98. You think they're gonna trust you after that shit? No? Yeah, I didn't think so. Stop idolizing in Linux like it's your god's gift to Earth. Or I guess Linus Torvalds' gift to Earth. I mean, okay, it is for servers, but for desktop, no. I can vouch that, I'm a fucking system administrator. Piss off if you disagree. Right. The other stuff that I kept seeing is like the indisputable amount of distributions that there are, and paralysis of choice is the best way I tend to explain. Call it. Increase my audio volume. There you go. It's kind of stupid, honestly, that there's way too many distributions for Linux. Like, way too many. At the point where, what do you choose? Like, someone's gonna tell you, oh, you go Arch, go... Actually, no one's gonna tell you to install Gentoo. No one's, hopefully, insane enough to do that. Unless they're sarcastic, then touche. Oh, go install Ubuntu or Ubuntu or however you say that. It doesn't matter. Or install Cache OS for Cache special episode. If you know, you know. It's just like, can we not have one distribution that, if you want to just play games, here you go. And now I'm gonna have people going like, oh, but Bazite, oh, but SteamOS. First things first, the Bazite is kind of fucked right now, so don't have your hopes up on that. I'm not gonna talk about the drama behind that because it's not my fucking channel for that. It's just I'm just the mailman. You go look how the rest of it. I'm just telling you what I recall off the top of my head. And using SteamOS on anything but Steam Deck is currently, as of recording, because Steam Machine is not still out as of 31st of January 2026. It's still just for Steam Deck. So when that comes out for PCs in general, sure, but like, what if you want to do other stuff? What if you don't want to play games? You want to like work on your PC now? Well, there's an issue with that. The way SteamOS is made is, it's quote-unquote immutable, which means that it's really, really difficult to break your system. Which also means that it's really hard to install external software. As in, like, run a DNF install or Pacman install, or whatever the fuck was that. What was that actually? Whatever was the Arch command, I forgot. I've not used Arch in a while, for a good reason. But like, a lot of these things are just stopping people from generally swapping to Linux. And yet there's these people who are thinking that Linux is the future, guys. Oh my gosh, oh, idolizing it. Like, I don't grasp that. Like, okay, I will understand if you're like a teenager, but people in their 30s are doing this. I'm 24 and I'm here telling you to shut up. I thought I should be the mature one telling me to shut up. For like actual good reasons, but I guess the world is turning upside down at this point. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, I'm gonna now go on about... Right, some other little things that I've also kind of just been observing related to Linux is the people who are developing the drivers for PlayStation VR 2, which is probably one of the best headsets for VR you can get right now. They're developing drivers for Linux because Linux currently does not support this headset, and I'm not even surprised because the only headsets that are supported are like 2 of them at this point. Quest 2 and Quest 3. Oh, but Valve Index, about the HTC Vive, you're aware of how big of a nightmare those are to set up instead of just plug and play, like... Plug and play. Nice joke. It's not even plug and play, it's plug and pray. Because half of the times it just breaks my system. Okay, I need to hard reset. Anyway, it's a really cool headset. It's really, really impressive how much they've been able to put on there. Like, all the display, eye tracking and whatnot. But one thing that genuinely captured my interest about this headset is more of the developers on the Linux drivers. Because they said, and I quote, Linux is not your savior for gaming or VR. Need I say more? When the people who are developing the godforsaken Jesus, sorry, when the people who are developing the godforsaken drivers, that was my clock that just scared me. Good lord. When they say that stuff, you know that it's like the actual like proper established, I guess not a real opinion, but like a proper statement by people who are actually working with this stuff, telling you to just not bother. It is not ready yet, not even close, because there's too many issues, and some of these issues are genuinely. Why are these even issues at this point? Like, I'm gonna quote my friend again. They've said something along the lines of Wayland kind of fucked up and pretty much are trying to not be X11, which is like the compositor, the explorer.exe of Linux, the old one that is that Wayland is trying to replace. But Wayland wants to not be like X11, and they're like, oh, we don't want these features because X11 has them. And now there's like actual programs that straight up will never work on Linux because of that. Good fucking job. And that's one of the most disappointing things I've heard in recent time about Linux, honestly, and it's kind of been just genuinely driving me away from it. Another rather stupid thing to some people, but to me it's actually kind of really important as I'm a big audiophile, or was. I'm no longer a audiophile kind of guy, but I just like music a lot. I have a library that's like 34,000 songs at this point, over 4,000 albums or whatever, it doesn't matter. No, it's more than, it doesn't matter, as I said. But Linux lacks a good freaking music player. There's none. I used to use Music Bee when I was on Windows mainly, but since I swapped to Linux I couldn't really use it because it just does not want to work. It just refuses to run. And I've been using Tawon Music Box, which genuinely is the only good music player. But just because it's the only good music player does not mean that it's good. Because guess who's been using macOS in a virtual machine? Yes, I know, you're using macOS in a virtual machine, you can't judge this. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, I hate those people who are... I hate that one specific person that sent me like 100+ fucking messages in my DMs bitching about me glazing macOS because I've been using it in fucking virtual machine. Just because I'm using the virtual machine does not mean it's Anyway, I'm not gonna get sidetracked by nobody that doesn't even matter to me. I was gonna say now. Right, I've been using macOS in a virtual machine and I've been just looking around for software that I want to try, see how it works and whatnot, and I came across a audio player, music player called Doppler. What the fuck? I've been genuinely blinded by my own. Just like, oh, you want to run Linux, so don't worry about these missing features, and then Doppler showed up on me. And a lot of these features that I genuinely didn't know I missed were just there in front of me, and kind of made me feel weird, wrong, and just empty in a way. Yes, I know it sounds stupid on paper, but you compensate for the things and then suppress the things that you compensated because, oh, it works, I don't care, but and then you see the better version of what you are compensating for, and just you feel that like emptiness, like you feel hollow, like I've been doing this for so long and then there's things that actually do it better than what I am using right now, and I would prefer to use it more, kind of thought process. And it's just genuinely, it's weird to think about the fact that a program, a single music program of all the things, on macOS made me just feel so just wrong about Linux at this point. Like, desktop, should clarify. Like, I've been enjoying Linux server a lot. Like, that's my favorite thing to just tinker with in general. It's genuinely really fun to me. Desktop has been giving me nightmares. Too many issues that I don't really want to go on about, but it's just it's not ready. Don't bother daily driving Linux if you're an artist or just in general. If you want to try it, buy an external SSD, or sorry, not external SSD, buy a USB to SATA, buy a like 240 gig SATA SSD, slap that outside, install whatever the fuck you think of first. Fedora, Mint, Ubuntu, Arch. I would not recommend Arch, but just like Fedora, Ubuntu, and Linux Mint are the ones I can suggest in general. Stay away from Arch if you're just trying to see how it looks and feels. If you like it, go with it, stick with it, use it, whatever. It's not my decision. If you don't like it, good. So you tried, and that's what matters realistically. Got this drift. But like, as someone who's been using this system as a desktop for last 10 years, I think it's best for me to part away from this stuff, because it's not what I thought it was. Especially now that I'm more mature, more stable mentally, I don't have ADHD just blasting my brain with stupid stuff. I can just think straight. Yeah, I think Linux just is not for me, and I should move on. Maybe use it for gaming only, but besides that, like, I have no real reason to use Linux. I might just install Windows 11, deep-load it, and clean it up off all the Copilot stuff and whatnot, and just use it as a gaming rig, which takes me less than to set up Linux with all my stuff now. Yeah, shocker, I know. Takes me like 10 minutes to clean up Windows 10. Windows 11. Which is kind of ironic, but what can I say? Some people refuse to admit defeat. Some people who admit defeat will just embrace the reality. There's no good operating system. There's just things that fit you as a person, as an individual. You're an artist, you're someone who works in professional market. You're a professional, you're an artist, you do game development. Linux is not for you. Period. Like, I can speak from experience as an artist, as a short-time programmer, I guess is the best we can say it. It just feels it's not really fun personally, but that's mostly speaking about the art side than programming side, because I don't really remember anything when I was studying C++ and whatnot. If you don't like Windows or what Microsoft is doing, there are tools to clean up that garbage and just make it usable for you. If you still don't like Windows, get a Mac if you're a professional artist and whatnot, or professional or an artist or whatever the hell. You don't need to overspend, you can buy a used one if anything, it's not a big deal. Keep a rig just in case for games. If you want to try Linux, go for it, but don't have your expectations too high. It is a dumpster fire currently, and I don't think this thing is gonna settle down until like next 16 years at this point, 15 years maybe. That's my 2 cents on this entire debacle of Linux and ideology, general problems that I've been dealing with, a more grounded, open-minded conversation. Tangent that I just want to get out of my system, and honestly, I'll probably call it with, I hope, I'm gonna call it here with my tendency towards Linux. I thought about making only one video, but I felt like I needed to make another video about it due to just the sheer amount of just sheer amount of issues and the amount of annoyances that I had to deal with, especially when it comes to people in general. Hardware / software side is whatever, I can fix it, but one thing I can't fix is people who get on my nerves because they don't know when to shut up. Says me talking for how long now? 25 minutes. Yeah, I have an excuse, I have ADHD and an actual justifiable reason to dislike Linux desktop. Screw you. But if you wanna ask me about the server side, I might actually make a tangent video more about me being positive towards server Linux, but I don't know, I'll think about it honestly, because right now I'm just unsure what if I want to talk about Linux again for a good bit. Maybe at some point I will make a tangent video about talking about server Linux and whatnot, because it's my profession and my passion and I love this kind of stuff, but I'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.